Okay, as promised, I'm here and we will start with our basic beginners tutorial part 1. As you can see, this is my document open and this is how my screen looks like when you open Illustrator. To start with, when you open the Illustrator, actually how it should open is this way. So this is how it launches itself, and it starts with all some presets which is available in Illustrator as per your requirement, like letter, postcard, common, iPhone X, HDTV, and more presets. Let's check what is in there. As you can see in print or the recent items where I've worked upon mostly shows A4 size because I was working for some print artworks. So that's why A4, A3, letterhead, all that comes into picture. There are also other presets like saved, which I had saved earlier, mobile. So in case you are working on certain artworks which cater to mobile industry, there are certain presets like iPhone X, iPhone 8, 7, 6 Plus, and so on. Similarly, there are presets for web, as you know, as per current trends and all, whatever is the requirement, these are the web presets. Then print, as we discussed earlier, film and video, HGTV, HGTV. So these are all set before by Illustrator, and you can just start working on them. Anyways, so this is my preset details. Let me go back to print. I'll choose A4 size, and if you can see my unit of document is on in terms of points, but I don't want points because I want millimeters. So I'll select millimeters, though there are other units as per your choice and requirement. I'll go ahead with millimeters. This is the width and this is the height of my document. Now the blue which you see is the highlighted and option for this particular document, that is it is in the portrait mode. In case I want to switch on to landscape mode, I can simply click on this and it turns to blue, indicating that my document is now landscape mode. There is where you can give some bleeding. Bleeding means if you want to give some extra margin or extra boundary across all the four sides of a document, so that when the design is printed, there is no white, there is no empty space around the margins and the design is in continuation. I'll later discuss with you about this in detail when we take up on the print design. I'll show you that, don't worry guys. And the color mode, CMYK mode. Why I'm taking CMYK mode? Because the print happens in the CMYK color mode. CMYK stands, I hope everyone is aware about what CMYK stands for: cyan, magenta, yellow and black. And if you just further scroll down, you will see there's one more color mode, that is RGB. RGB is the default color mode for the rest of the presets or rest of the media rather, apart from print, be it web, mobile, video. So everything else works on RGB mode. And I have this raster effects. Raster effects is similar to what we have in resolution Photoshop. That is the fineness of an artwork, and here we're taking as 300 ppi, unlike what we take as 300 or resolution what we take pixels per inch. So here it is 300 points per inch. In print we say points per inch. Okay, so preview mode we'll take default and say create. Here opens my uh, document in landscape format, as you can see that. And well, this is my main menu and this is my main toolbar. If I just want to bring it back to its default workspace, I can just say, and if I want to work into a particular industry or particular field, I can just say printing and proofing, because this is right now in printing mode. Okay, so this is my toolbar and I am just going to quickly run through these tools for now. Okay, let me draw an object first to showcase what I mean, and I'll just give it some sort of color. Okay, this is my circle. Now, this is the selection tool. Selection tool is for selecting. Just select it and you can move it around. This is a very default tool in all the applications we have. This is the direct tool. Direct selection tool is like suppose I have a group of multiple objects. I just take it and I'll draw one more just to show you the concept. And this is my alak color. For example, I just group this object and say control group. So it becomes one group object. Now, if I want to directly select the yellow circle within this, how do I do this? See, this is the reason. This is the function of this direct selection tool. I can directly select this yellow circle. Can you see that? Can you see that? So this is what I meant by direct selection. Now let's go ahead. This is a pen tool. Pen tool is for creating pen strokes. Okay. Now this is my pen tool. There is another pen tool which is called curvature tool. You want to see the difference? Just see the difference. You see? Can you notice the difference? Yes, you can. The difference is quite obvious because the pen tool has sharp corners. You can see that edges, but it has all curvaceous boundaries. So this is the difference. So these are like curves. There are no sharp points or bends, though this pen tool can give you both the effects. Let me delete all these things. The next is our basic, shape tools. That is, I just need not go in detail into it. This is a ellipse tool. Then this is the polygon tool. You can change the shape, sides of a polygon tool by double clicking on it here and specify the tool number of sides you want and the radius you want. I can just specify that and say okay, right? So this is my polygon tool. Then we have the star tool. Star, you can specify the sides again. If you want 8 sides, I can, and you want to change the radius, 80, and the inner radius as 50. Let's see what happens. You see? So this is my 8-sided star, and that was my default star. See the difference, guys? Okay, are you with me? Fine. Now I'll delete this entire thing and let's go back to the new tool that is the brush stroke tool. Brush stroke as it's self-explanatory is for creating brush like strokes, and you can increase the thickness here and decrease the thickness as per your use and requirement. You can change the color if you want. So change the color. So, okay. Delete. Then we have the text tool. Text tool is for simple typing. Illustrator. Increase the font size here, up here. Change the font. Make it okay. It doesn't have an option. Okay. So this is the text tool. Then we have the shear tool. What is shear? Shear is like giving a bit of bend or uh, shear. Yeah, I think I can show you better than explaining it. So when I give it a shear, when I give it a shear, I think it doesn't work on this text. Let me draw an object for this. I'll draw a star and give it some color. And now I'll shear it. Can you see? It is giving that bend to it and giving that dimension to it. So you can use it for giving a dimension or depth to an object. Right? Then we have the scissor tool. Okay, let me go back. This is my object and I want to snip a part of this object. I need to click on the border of this object, and second point I have to specify. So you can't see it, but when you click and separate it, you can see two different parts. That is the function of the scissor tool, right? And if you go inside it, there is an eraser tool as well. Now this is kind of freehand erasing, and you can simply erase certain parts from an object, right? Okay, guys. Okay, delete this. Delete. Now we have this shape builder tool, which I would like to discuss with you in detail in my next lecture. I'll go to the next one, that is the gradient tool. Gradient tool is for giving a gradient tool, like I'll just show you how it works. So by default, we have gradation of black and white. If you want to change the gradation from black and white to some other colors, you can simply pick the color from swatches and drag it over here. See? If I want to change this white color, select it over here and select a particular select that particular color and bring it over here, drag it. So this is how you grade gradation, right? If you want, you can give put another color over here in the middle and make it some white if you want to give, and you can just play around and create the effective one. Correct. Cool. Now the next is the eyedropper tool. Now the eyedropper tool is it's for selecting a particular color. Suppose I have this color and I want to pick this color and apply it onto this circle. Apply it onto this circle. So I will select this circle first and pick this color from this circle. So it picks the color from that particular circle, small circle, and applies onto my selected object. So this is the function of eyedropper tool. Now this is width tool. Width tool also I'm going to discuss in my next tutorial, and the blend tool also, because these tools need little bit of explanation and uh, more time, so that because these are very important tools, and I just don't want to explain you in a hush and make you forget. So I'll give you some more time on it and explain you in detail. So we will do this blend, width tool, and the share builder tool in detail in the next lecture. We have this artboard tool. Artboard tool is for yeah, it's for when you click here, and if you want to increase the size, you can directly change the size, increase or decrease the size of the artboard using this tool. Believe me guys, this is a very handy, a very useful tool. The ever since Illustrator has launched this tool, the things have become much easier. It's very helpful. You can create multiple artboards out of it. See, for example, I can create custom made artboards. See, I don't have to go to document and again click and give the size details and create these artboards. It becomes quite easy, guys. So in a one document, single document, I create so many multiple artboards, which really gives me a lot of freedom to work upon. And this is our normal zoom tool, just to zoom on certain things, for example. So suppose you want to increase the size of the certain area, you can simply use your zoom, right? So guys, this is the properties panel, which I'm going to take again in my next lecture. So this is for now, guys, and I hope you liked my video. You liked the knowledge which I've shared with you today, and I promise that I'll come back in continuation of the basic beginners tutorial of Illustrator in my next video. So please stay tuned and please don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, I get the motivation to do more and more and give you the best I can give it to you. And that's it from me for now. Happy learning, guys. Have fun. See you soon again. Thank you. Bye bye.